Greetings, Benjamin J from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, I wanted to do a quick video on repairing a Lionel 1120 locomotive. Now, I picked this up some time ago and it ran great, and then the motor went out. And the motor, as you see, this is the motor out of that 1120, this casting fractured right there. And there is absolutely no way to repair that. Other than to replace the entire side plate. So anyway, I went through my Lionel locomotives and I discovered that the plastic 1062 Lionel has exactly the same motor in it. Now, I picked this up on eBay, I don't know, several months ago with a complete set for, I think it was $12. And the switch on the top was broken. And other than that, it runs absolutely spectacularly. It runs really, really well. So anyway, I did some quick measurements and discovered that the motors will interchange with a couple of minor modifications. So anyway, I took the 1062 motor and I have swapped it into the 1120. Now the 1062, of course, is plastic. The 1120 is really, really heavy pot metal with a front and rear truck. So anyway, I swapped out the motor. The problem was the push rod. Now the push rod on the 1120, here's the original 1120 motor. As you see, the push rod was held on with a screw. Now on the 1062, the push rod snaps over a stud. It's split, as you see, and just snapped over the stud. And I could not get these studs out. They're pressed in or glued in. I'm not sure. Even with a pair of opposed jaws pliers, I could not get that to move. And I don't have any way to pull these wheels. I don't have a wheel puller for Lionel. So I took the original push rod and just split it with a pair of dikes, as you see. Spread it open, snapped it over the stud, pinched it shut, and the 1120 is repaired up and running. So I want to do a quick video on this. So a really simple swap from a El Cheapo plastic 1062 locomotive to the Lionel 1120. This is cast with front and rear trucks. So anyway, this is running just absolutely perfectly, forward and reverse, as you see. Now that 1062 motor is supposed to have a switch on the top, as you see. This one I got really cheap because the switch, as you see, was broken off. There's just a small piece of it left sticking up. But that's fine with me. Anyway, it's set for forward and reverse, as you see. So the E unit is working perfectly. So I just want to do a quick video. It's a really, really simple way to repair this. And upgrade from a plastic locomotive to a cast locomotive with front and rear trucks. So I'm going to put this on the rail. Thought I'd take it around. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting way to repair it, going from a plastic 1062 to a cast original 1120. So let's get all this out of the way. Let's take this around and see how it runs. And as you see, it runs just absolutely perfectly. About a 10-minute job to swap out the motors. Literally, only took a couple of minutes. So I thought it was an equitable trade to go from a plastic locomotive to a cast zinc locomotive that is actually quite heavy. And as you see, it's running just absolutely perfectly. So I just took the motor out of the plastic 1062 and swapped it into the 1120. Even has the headlight, and it's working. So a bit of cleanup, and I haven't done anything to this at all as far as touching up the paint or anything else. And it's not in great condition, but it's got a new motor in it, and it is running absolutely perfectly, as you see. So I just want to do a quick video. A great bit of information to know. A really simple swap, and you can upgrade from a plastic locomotive to a cast locomotive in about 10 minutes. And I would much rather have a cast locomotive than a plastic one. So as you see, the headlight works. It runs just absolutely perfectly. So a really, really simple way to replace the motor in a Lionel 1120 is by pulling the motor out of a Lionel 1062 plastic locomotive. It worked. It worked really, really well. It was simple to do it. Like I said, all I had to do was put a split in the push rod, spread it open, snap it over the stud, and pinch it shut. That was the only true modification I had to do. It's up and running, and it's running just absolutely splendidly. So I just wanted to do a quick video on this. A really simple way to repair this original cast locomotive. And it now has a new motor in it that's running just perfectly. That's running at 50% power. As you see, pulling 12 Lionel cars. Take it up to 60% power. And that is more than fast enough, I think. Got the lighted tinder on it. It's running really, really well. So a really simple way to repair that 1120. Because without swapping that motor, this thing was going to wind up sitting in the parts box. There's no way to repair it other than swapping out the side plate on that motor. That casting was fractured. So anyway, it was a simple way to repair this. It's up and running. It's actually running really well. So I'll touch up the paint on this. It's an old 1120. I'm not sure of the years. This is from the 50s. In less than perfect condition. But like I said, it didn't run at all. So I just swapped out that motor. A tremendous difference. It was about a 10-minute job. It took longer to actually modify the push rod. Like I said, I had to actually physically cut it, spread it open, snap it over this stud, and then pinch it shut. But it worked, and it's up and running and made out of stuff or repaired out of the stuff that I already had. And as you see, that's running really well. You really can't beat that. So a simple repair that worked. And like I said, it's a good upgrade going from a plastic locomotive to a cast locomotive. It's really, really simple to do this repair. Anyway, I just wanted to pass on the information that if you have an 1120 or an 1110 that has a motor problem, look around for a 1062. This thing was, I think, $12 with a complete set. And I just pulled the motor out of this one and swapped it into the 1120. Had to do that modification on the push rod, and other than that, that is it. It is up and running just absolutely perfectly. Forward and reverse. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.